like, bro.
She got a kid. Look at his back. Oh my god.
Welcome back, LBB. Today we're reacting to what if Goku was sent to BEERUS'S planet, God of Destruction. How y'all feel about that, man?
Yeah, man. Goku is basically untouchable now. That's what it seems like. Unless he's like
crazy.
He's in an angelic level. He's like
it would be BEERUS would be his dad basically, because BEERUS would raise him, or Whis would be like a father figure.
Yeah, I mean, he got Master Ultra Instinct now, so apparently it really seems like he may be stronger than BEERUS, or at least on par with BEERUS.
I know BEERUS got scared.
Makes sense.
If BEERUS got scared at Super Saiyan Kaioken times 20.
Oh yeah, Master Ultra Instinct. Yeah, he's definitely
shit bricks.
I think if BEERUS trained though, he should be able to at least come back. Yeah, he's training Vegeta, so Vegeta might become a God of Destruction, or at least get some kind of God of Destruction power. Like
that was the deal. That was the deal in Dragon Ball Super, that Vegeta has to be a God of Destruction to train with Whis.
But yeah, if you're enjoying these reactions, share that like button, subscribe and share.
Road to 10K.
Yeah, different hot ranks.
Let's go.
Hello everyone,
Use some fruit.
I'm Karthu and welcome back to the dojo. The concept of Goku landing on other planets has been discussed ad nauseum with many what-if channels. However, most of them fail to see how this would never really occur. Things like landing on Namek don't make sense because Namek has a high power level according to even Frieza's records. This would mean that the inhabitants of Namek would seem far too strong to send a weak little baby like Goku to without presumably him getting killed. This was actually entirely part of Bardock and Ginei's plan when sending him away, even going by the original continuity where the Saiyans were the ones who sent the babies away and sent Goku away by proxy. It wasn't Bardock's intention to save him. Well, they sent him to a planet he could conquer, that being Earth. So, all in all, you have a Saiyan baby being sent to a planet with a low power level. Now, many of you may be wondering, how does he get to BEERUS then? And well, that's what we're discussing today. So, let's get into it. Video, intro.
They should be traveling when you see the rocket going by. And it's like out of fuel or something. And they just pick it up.
Like I've said in the past, I do like to keep these narrative-based what-ifs a bit more realistic and inside the series canon, without changing too many aspects that makes it a completely unrecognizable product, like sending Goku to Namek would. So, sending Goku to Earth makes sense because Earth has a low power level. So why does sending Goku to BEERUS make sense? BEERUS being stronger than basically anyone that we know, and same with Whis. Well, the thing is, they both have undetectable ki. God Ki. God Ki is completely undetectable as far as we know by scouters, sensing, any sort of method that detects ki is supposedly incapable of doing it to God Ki. So as Bardock is looking for a planet to send his son to, he comes across one that has an extremely low power level and seemingly is a well-flourished planet. BEERUS'S planet does have a diverse amount of at least plant life on it, potentially even animal life. I may even be forgetting some examples of animal life existing on his planet. So, sending Goku to that planet is not inconceivable, so I'm allowing it as a plot point that we could take on. But what happens once he lands there? Well, we do have some interesting date inconsistencies, and by inconsistencies I mean they were basically changed as far as we know, and that is the date of Goku's birth and the date of planet Vegeta's destruction. Originally both happened in the same age. Ages are like Dragon Ball years, that being age 737. But with the new canon, you either have two options. Leave Planet Vegeta's destruction stable, but Planet Vegeta's destruction was based off the premise that it matched up with Goku's birth. Or keep Goku's birth static and change when Planet Vegeta was destroyed. The latter seems to be the better option, as expert timeline analyst for Dragon Ball, Therese, has said on Twitter, and I would highly recommend going to follow Therese on Twitter, @Therese27. And might as well follow me at Carthu's Dojo.
Plugs.
But enough shilling. This modern timeline would mean that Goku was sent off of planet Vegeta either in 739 or 740. However, we're gonna go with 739 because 739 is only 2 years later than 737. 2 years later, matching up with Jocko, the manga that Minus takes place in, being 10 years before the events of Dragon Ball when Goku is 12. So that's the best lineup that we can get, especially since the 3-year line that Gine says is not in the movie. So figure Goku is about 2 years old.
His
when
name
he's
wouldn't
in
even
his
be
pod being
Goku,
sent
huh?
away
Because
by his
his
parents
grandpa's
in
name would go on.
739. What else happens in 739 is pretty notable. That is the same year that Beerus is foretold by the Oracle Fish that he will meet his greatest rival, the Super Saiyan God. Now, some people are a little confused and think that Beerus's prophetic dream is the first time the idea of that rival being Super Saiyan God was introduced, but if we go by Dragon Ball Super Episode 3, Beerus even says that the Seer, the Oracle Fish, had told him once the name, and he makes the Oracle Fish remember the name without him giving the name to him, even though Beerus already knew the name at this point as well. So when Goku is sent to Beerus's world in this timeline, Beerus is going to bed. So let's assume here that Goku lands on the planet, on Beerus's planet before Beerus falls asleep. Seer would be freaking the hell out as his prophecy seemingly came true 39 years too soon. Beerus wouldn't think too much of this small child before him in a pod landing on his planet, crashing and ruining the soil. He'd be a little angry actually, but once he realized that this child was a Saiyan, it would all add up to him. There's no way a Saiyan of any kind, of any world, could face him. Not unless they had training. Not unless they were groomed for the occasion. And so this is where our dear friend Whis comes in. Beerus will still fall asleep, but Beerus tells Whis, "You train this boy and wake me up in 39 years. The Oracle Fish has told me that it is 39 years I have to wait for my great rival, so I'll nap it. When I wake up, he better be ready, Whis. He better be ready to give me the challenge I've been looking for that no one else has been able to give me. You have to remember, guys, it is illegal for the gods of destruction to fight each other. It's completely forbidden. That's why things like the arm
Vegeta would
wrestling
still
contest
find
are
him
the
because he
only
can't
ways
sense
we
God
have of
energy.
knowing who's stronger than each other. And that's why in the manga it was such a big deal when all of them
So you'll
fought
feel
at
the
the
strong
same
energy
time
on
in
some
that
random
Battle
planet
Royale
with low
style
life.
area of the exhibition match for the Tournament of Power.
Vegeta
So
would too,
Beerus
no?
does not have
Frieza
a rival
would.
outside of these gods of destruction, and even then we don't know how
Yeah,
strong he
but
is
then he's afraid.
comparatively.
Didn't he say
In the
he's
manga,
afraid
at least,
of
he's among the
Beerus
top
and Majin Buu?
3, but we still don't know how he compares to Belmod even in that, because Belmod purposefully knocks himself out early. He even doesn't take healing at the end because he doesn't need it. He purposely pretended to be knocked out so he wouldn't have to bother fighting anymore. So all we could tell is that Kitela and Belmod are the two that are closest in power to Beerus, so they're the only two that could give him a good fight, as far as we know in the universes anyway. And with them being, gods of separate universes requiring Whis to get to, they weren't really easily accessible, and even if they were, it's illegal for them to fight. It's completely against the rules. So Beerus would be willing to wait for this challenge. Beerus was in the mood for a fight back in these days, so it does make sense that he would just go take a nap and let Whis train Goku. It's the only conceivable way Beerus can see this child, this Saiyan infant, even coming close to him. So what happens to Goku over this time? Well, we have to remember that Goku is pathetically weak compared to these guys, and that it is not even close. I mean to say, he's not a percentage of Whis. He's not a 1/10 of a percent, 100th, 1,000th, or even a 1,000,000th of Whis. He's nothing compared to these people. He would also have to be educated by Whis, though I don't find that too hard for Whis. I think Whis is pretty intelligent overall and would be capable of teaching basic skills such as math, English,
He would know different
etc.
languages and stuff. And
But you guys know where
God
I come
languages,
from,
ancient
and that
languages.
is the power aspect. What happens to Goku over 39 years of Whis
as a
training?
teenager, he'd be strong as Broly.
Well, let's look what happens to a Vegeta, who trains with Whis for merely 6 months. Vegeta goes from less than Super Saiyan 3 Goku, I'm excluding his rage here obviously, which is pretty inconsequential overall since it's not consistent, to stronger than Super Saiyan God Goku by the time Goku arrives on Whis' planet, which again is 6 months. For those who may be confused, Goku absorbs Super Saiyan God into his base. This is shown multiple times, as it's shown that he surpasses Super Saiyan God while in Super Saiyan, and when he's in his base form, he even is able to tank and destroy an attack that was Super Saiyan God tier. With this, we know Whis can make someone into a tremendously strong fighter in a ridiculously short amount of time, if only using that 6-month gap. Remember, the gap between Super Saiyan God and base Vegeta when he arrives on Whis' planet is far larger than the gap between Goku at the beginning of Dragon Ball and Goku Super Saiyan 3 at the end of Dragon Ball. Or Dragon Ball Z if you're talking about the anime adaptations.
Like 4 times.
The gap is that drastic. It is unbelievably large. And because of this, I don't think it's an issue that Goku starts so weak. I think they overcome this fairly quickly. And I'm not saying he would do it in 6 months. Maybe he has to learn some basic things before that since he's only 2. But by the time he's 5, he should have more than enough time to get at least as strong as Goku, say, was at the end of Dragon Ball Z. And by the time 39 years has passed, and he's 41 and Beerus is just waking up, you can believe that Goku, by the way, who would not have Super Saiyan Blue because he doesn't know about Super Saiyan, but probably would have Super Saiyan God just by accessing God Ki. It wouldn't be a ritual Super Saiyan God per se, but it'd be like the ones we see nowadays, non-ritual. They just flood their bodies with God Ki and become.
So Super Saiyan Blue would be his Super Saiyan.
God Ki,
there would be no yellow hair.
God. He would have so much
He
time
never fought
to
Frieza.
master Ultra Instinct because he's not fighting. Earth is doomed, by the way. Earth is long gone in the dust and doomed based on these events. But Goku, on the other hand, would actually have mastered Ultra Instinct. And I don't mean like the Dragon Ball Super idea of mastering Ultra Instinct. I mean true mastery, where he can activate it at will, and possibly even has it constantly activated by the time 39 years has passed.
Just
Remember,
walking around
Goku with only a few years of training and the stimulus of a stressful condition was able to access Ultra Instinct, and Ultra Instinct better than Beerus could ever access. So imagine Goku with 39 years straight training, where he is actually focused on getting Ultra Instinct over everything else. They start out with the God Ki stuff, but move swiftly into the Ultra Instinct training, as the God Ki stuff shouldn't actually take that long. Even if the God Ki stuff took half of the time, that's nearly 20 years still left for Ultra Instinct to be perfected. And by the time Beerus wakes up, I hate to be the one to say it, but he does not win that fight with Goku.
Oh, God.
And I don't mean it's a close fight either. I do think Beerus would have to go all out, but Goku would just completely dominate, and there's no other way to go around it. Thanks for watching.
Really?
Leave your opinions,
Yeah, the potential.
Would he be stronger than Superman if he trained with Whis?
No, bro. Superman is just a whole different level. I don't know, man. Not right now. Getting Goku fights can beat Superman. I don't know. But Superman is just a whole another level of power. Superman be fighting concepts.
Like Seth the programmer said,
Like,
Superman is just so fast. He's already where he's at by yesterday.
Yeah, like he's
like
fighting.
he's there a day early. Like what the hell?
Yeah, like he's fighting concepts and stuff. Like fighting death. Like
they said Goku got at raw strength, shaking an unlimited void, man.
It's just it's just Superman's power is great, but what also gives him the durability is just the idea of him.
Just the strongest of the strong.
Yeah.
Like, and untouchable.
Make sure you go subscribe to Carthy, man. Like his videos. I'll be watching his videos too when we're not doing reactions. But if you enjoyed this reaction, make sure to like, button, subscribe, and share, man. It's road to 10K subscribers. Really appreciate all the support. We'll see you next time. Peace.